So remember going on car rides with your family while you rode in the back seat playing some hot old video games watching the cars go by?
Boy, I sure do, Jacob.
Growing up, me and my brother both had our very own Game Boy Colors, which I'm pretty sure made us both feel like the freaking presidents of the United States of America. Look how patriotic I was. Now, the only thing that sucked about this was that we all had to share games because, you know, mama's gotta pay them bills. I remember there was this one specific time that I wanted to play Super Mario Land 2 on a car ride, and my brother already had it in his Game Boy and he wouldn't give it to me whenever I asked him if I could play it, and he told me instead that I should play Super Mario Land 1, and I remember thinking, why don't you just punch me in the dick while you're at it? Now, I love the Super Mario Land games. These are like the first times that Mario had full-fledged adventures on a handheld system, unless you want to count like Mario's Cement Factory, because, you know, that was a wild thrill ride. I specifically remember taking a look at Super Mario Brothers and thinking, why do I need that trash whenever I can take this on the go? First up was Super Mario Land, which released in 1989, and it was interesting. The game took place in this neighboring country known as Sarasaland, and it seems that just now as I've said that, I've received an envelope in the mail that says, no one's ever pronounced our country right, you massive wiener. So Mario was over there in Sarasaland because he needed to save Princess Daisy from the evil spaceman known as Tatenga, who I still don't really know where he came from or why he took Daisy, but he wants her.
So we gotta go get her.
I think the thing I like the most about this game is its replayability. It's only got 12 levels, and 2 of them are side-scroller shooter levels, so, you know, I'm there for that. Because of how short it is, it's not really super difficult to jump into it, and it also introduces some really weird stuff into the franchise. What are those things? Why are all these balls jumping around? Koopa shells explode? What the fuck is even happening? It had this character to it that feels so wildly different compared to the other Mario games that we previously got, which to me makes it extremely interesting to play. And then the sequel came out, so naturally I threw that in the dumpster. Super Mario Land 2 is the video game version of The Empire Strikes Back. Bigger, better, bolder. In my opinion, this generation of Mario 2D side-scrollers is still the franchise's peak. Now, don't get me wrong, I think New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is like a terrible named monstrosity that I love playing on my Switch whenever I'm taking a poop or waiting for the ramen to warm up in the microwave. But this feels focused. There's a story to this game that's actually different to the other mainline Mario games. Instead of you going out and just rescuing some random princess or fighting off alien mushrooms, since, you know, Mario's just always doing that, you're actually trying to save your home, Mario Land.
Which is probably where the name of this game comes from. I gotta go tell someone.
Hey Jacob, what's up?
Alex, did you know that Mario Land is named after Mario's Island?
No, it's not.
I gotta go call my dad!
So, while Mario was out saving Miss Princess Daisy over there in Sarasaland, Wario,
Here I go!
who Wikipedia says is a jealous childhood acquaintance, came to Mario's home, stole his castle, and brainwashed all his inhabitants into believing Mario is evil. So this game is all about revenge. And I love me a good old-fashioned revenge story. John Wick, one of the best action movies of all time, that's all I'm saying.
I'm not afraid of John Wick.
To my knowledge, no other Mario game has a plot like this. Yeah, it's fairly simple, but it feels so personal and impactful because this guy, this big, yellow, chunky asshole, came into your life, stole all your stuff, and then he just sits atop your castle, flaunting his shit, and you can't do anything about it until you get all the golden coins to open up the door. I mean, it's just so relatable. You know, I love when games do things like this. I hate when my castle gets stolen and I just gotta go get it back. It's just so inconvenient. So like I said roughly, that many seconds ago, this game has 6 different golden coins that you collect, which means there's 6 zones that you have to go explore, and in each of those zones, there's 3 or so levels to play through, and then there's the boss at the end.
And it's not the Koopalings!
No, instead you go fight things like the 3 little pigs for some reason. An angry giant hog you should probably go see an optometrist. Jesus God, look at those eyes. And finally, there's an octopus that has lips like Kim Kardashian. Now, in the year 2021, I know there's a lot of 2D Mario to play. I mean, on the Switch alone, you got like... But a lot of that Mario is kind of vanilla, for lack of a better word, since they all feature the same types of worlds, the same faces that you already recognize. Peach always gets kidnapped because why not? She's got nothing else to do, apparently. But there's only one Mario game that lets you jump on weird floppy things that look like sperm. Super Mario Land 2 is, if you haven't guessed, kind of a weird game. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that all the other Mario games out there are aren't weird. I mean, this is a series about an overweight plumber who kills animals by grabbing their outfits and putting them on. No, what I'm saying is, it's weird. Now in this game, some of it does come down to the Game Boy's limitations, like it didn't have color. So they had to get a little creative by making the Fire Mario have a feather on his head. Or there's no one-up mushrooms, so instead you get hearts. You know, that's interesting. But I don't exactly think that the lack of color explains why you fight the 3 little pigs at the end of Mario Zone. Now does it?
You can break the bricks with fireballs. These weird faces that hit me with their tongue. Ooh, turtles swallow you. All the stars look like they want to hurt me, and I don't know why, because this music in this level slaps harder than my butt cheeks when I go on a summer run. And finally, you have to use this hippo statue that helps you get to space because he blows a snot bubble, and then you have to jump at it and ride it all the way into the sunset. This game's weird.
Along with this general level of weirdness, I think one of the biggest reasons that I like this game so much is that you can go to any of the zones that you want to at any point in the game. And the themes of those zones aren't grass and snow. There's one section that's dedicated to Halloween called the Pumpkin Zone, and you got all these little guys running around with Jason masks on, so in case your mom busts in your room and wants to know what you're playing and starts asking questions, you can then tell her that this game's rated E. For everyone, run the f*** away from those things. There's even a section that takes place inside a giant toy Mario, and you get to play a level on his balls. Balls! Now all these zones do a really good job of sticking with their themes. I really like how in the tree zone you start out in the first level just on the ground with all the roots and those things. Then on the second level, you go up inside the tree with all the sap. And then in the third level, you're outside the tree again. So you're up there with like the leaves and the branches and the bees, and you're constantly falling all the way down to the beginning of the level, even though you're 27 years old and you probably should have gotten better at this by now. It actually really helps to create some sort of world building to a certain point. This is kind of one of the things that the newer Mario games, in my opinion, are lacking. Like, it feels like these are actual areas of a world that's connected with some semblance of realism, rather than me just jumping straight from a desert wasteland right into a snowy wonderland with, you know, a distance of about 20 feet and a ladder. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't consider myself to be smart enough or interesting enough to talk about how great the music in this game is, so instead of doing that, I'm just gonna play a few clips to highlight how awesome it is. And then I'm gonna move on because I have a wife who's a musical genius and has tried explaining music theory to me multiple times, but I understand it just as much as Daisy understands the concept of going outside and taking a dump within 30 seconds whenever it's 10 degrees outside. Now, a lot of people think Super Mario Land 2 is considered to be among the easier of the Mario games, and to that I say, yeah, kinda is. For the most part, it's relatively easy to go throughout each of the levels, collect your coins and your power-ups, and just have a pretty good old time.
Hit the block, dumbass!
But I gotta be honest here, this game has one of the hardest difficulty spikes in any Mario game. At least in my opinion. So once you collect all the golden coins across all the 6 different lands, you then trek your way all the way back to Wario's castle, which takes you like 12 seconds. You're then allowed to go up to the big door, and you're promptly let in by the aforementioned chunky asshole. Now up to this point, this journey's not really been all that difficult. You've had a couple areas here and there that are, you know, kinda hard, but once you enter this door, then it's, hey ho, you like balls? Make sure to dodge some fireballs while you make pixel perfect jumps while you're at it. I'm sorry, Tommy, do you want stationary platforms? Go play some Kirby, you nerd, this is a man's game. It kind of comes out of nowhere. And like, on one hand, I get it. This is the final level and all, but, you know, let's ease our players into this. Think of the children, Nintendo. This is like ripping off a Band-Aid only to find blood gushing out because you ripped off the Band-Aid. Now, personally, I've gotten to the point where I've played this so many times that it only takes me about 48 tries to get past this spinning platform. But once you do, and you climb your way to the top with no checkpoints, by the way, past the arrows and all the death, it's time to lay it on the line. It's time to face Wario.
He ain't that bad.
So once Wario's slappy fat cheeks are gone, the castle changes back to Mario's, and the lightning and the thunder stops, and then this happens. I remember whenever I was younger, I used to just set my Game Boy to the side and just listen until the batteries ran out. That was the only way that I got to enjoy this theme. Back then, there wasn't really an internet, at least nothing that was widely accessible. I mean, I had dial-up growing up until I was like 14, so I never really got to go online and find any of those dark corners of the internet that had all the soundtracks uploaded to them, and you know, I think those existed. So you want to know what one of the first videos that I ever remember watching on YouTube was? It was this credits video that was uploaded in 2009, and I was so excited that I finally got to listen to one of my favorite game tunes of all time, and I didn't have to replay the entire thing. Special thanks, Tony and Dan. I mean Don.
So what's really the point of all this? Why did I make this video? I don't know. I guess I just felt like talking about an awesome video game that makes me feel things down in my stomach area. Super Mario Land 2 is always the game that I refer to as the Mario game that nobody talks about anymore. It's got such fun level design, and it's got like a unique world, and it's just, it feels so much different compared to the other mainline Mario games. That's why I love the poop out of this game, guys. So, if you never played this game, this year, I want you to try to make a New Year's resolution for yourself to finally try this game out. Even though it's already February.